Okay, and what about the art?
Well, take subject by subject. The theatre.
Yeah.
There were some. I mean, there were successes and failures, and there were many because we were doing something like 40 events a week across the building, and the ones I choose would be different than what other people choose. We all had our favorites. I was really excited by artists like Robert Lepage in the theatre, Théâtre de Complicity, the Worcester Group, the People's Show, all these companies that showed their work in the ICA theatre. And one of my favorites was Ken Campbell. I didn't remember The Warp or Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but he was a creative genius, and I built up a special relationship with Ken. At the same time in the theatre we developed a program called ICA Rock Weeks with Capital Radio, and brought in a whole generation of young people that would normally never have gone across the front doorsteps. And they were groups, music groups that came from all over the country, from Manchester, from Birmingham, from and then this contemporary music network that Adrian Jack brought together. And again, this was musical, which was pretty esoteric, pretty unknown, and I don't think anyone else was managing to produce it. Subsequently, the Almeida Theatre did rather well at producing contemporary music. In the gallery program, there were lots of exciting things. I particularly liked the theme shows, the big didactic shows, the shows about, William Morris Today, which was trying to examine the work of William Morris in a modern context. And then shows from Berlin called Ugly Realism, which was about the current painterly work that was coming out of Berlin. A show from New York called Brand New York. Each of those shows were showing new artists that had not been shown in London. And then there were British artists who had solo shows like Derek Jarman, and the early works of many of the artists who are now figurehead. Anthony Gormley and all of those young British artists, a lot of them showed first in the ICA. Then there was another thematic show, which was brave, I think, and very popular, called Women's Images of Men. And was very popular, and had implications, I think, for the art world. There was always the case at the ICA, although we've only ever had men directors, women had key roles at the ICA, both on the board and on senior positions in the staff. And I think that the ICA was above criticism, I think that's, or more beyond criticism in terms of its political ethics in relation to sexuality, race, and gender. But others may argue with me about that.